The Jays actually win a game against the New York Yankees. They actually score some runs on the road trip as they hang on for dear life, beating the Yankees 8-7. And, with Tampa Bay scoring 2 runs, making it 4-2, the Yankee fans are probably jacked up about that over the Oakland A's. But the Jays, they're just making things tough on the Yankees today. You know, Sean Reid-Foley got the ball in this one, and obviously in his first outing against the Yankees, he was not good at all. You know, first inning, he goes up there, 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. He was great, spotting up his pitches nicely, not walking any guys. He looked very good early on. Let's go to the second inning, where the Jays take a 3-0 lead. You're darn tootin', they actually score some runs. Top 2, Randall Grichuk. Solo shot to center field, and I mean, this thing was crushed. 430 feet, I think it was 428 totally, to left center, past the bullpen. That's Stanton and Judge territory out there. He plastered that ball off CC Sabathia. Jays lead 1-0. Next up, Kevin Pillar flies out, and Teoscar Hernandez hits an infield single to the shortstop. He beats out the play to the first base. That is why you run, ladies and gentlemen. And on a wild pitch, Teoscar Hernandez moves up. Then Danny Jansen singles to center field. A little looping single to center field. Teoscar Hernandez ends up at third base. Runners on the corners. 1 out for Aledmys Diaz. And what does he do? He meets bat to baseball, gets barreled to baseball, and finds a hole between third and short. 1 run comes in to score. Hernandez. Jansen up to second. Jays up 2-0. And next up, Richard Urania strikes out. Gurriel up next, and he singles to left field. Jansen comes in to score. Diaz to third. Jays up 3-0, and that's the rest. That's the end of the inning. Now let's go to the bottom of the second inning, where we saw truly what Sean Reid-Foley can be. He walks Didi Gregorius on 4 pitches. I don't know if you heard Dad just screaming there. Toronto FC must have just scored, making it 3-0. There you guys go. A little update for you. Gary Sanchez then walks back. So back-to-back walks for, Sean Reid-Foley. And the thing about that at-bat is there were a couple pitches in that at-bat where they were strikes. The umpire just didn't call them. And now there's 2 on and nobody out. Next up, Gleyber Torres. And first pitch is a ball. It's a strike. It's on the corner. But it's called a ball. And Luke Maile on the bench starts chirping the umpire. And guys, we know what this day and age of umpires are like. They hear anything to do with balls and strikes. They look over, they see who it is, and with no question about it, they give him the heave-ho and fire him out of the ball game. Luke Maile gets tossed from the bench. Then John Gibbons comes out, and you know what's going to happen here once he leaves the dugout, to go argue about balls and strikes or to protect one of his teammates. He's going to get tossed, and there you go, Gibby. Have a good time. Umpires nowadays, guys, have so many quick decisions. Back in the day, people can get in the umpire's face, and that's it. They just let it happen. Nobody gets tossed unless things get really bad, and then they're like, yeah, just go home. That's just getting ridiculous. Now, any words will set off an umpire, and you get the boot real quick. So Gibbons is tossed, Maile is tossed, and now there's 2 on, nobody out, and the umpire ain't helping Sean Reid-Foley too much. And Gleyber Torres then hits a ball up the middle, stabbed by a diving play by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Tries to glove flip it to Richard Urania, but it stays in his glove too long and kind of flips out of the webbing and goes over Urania's head. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out. But Sean Reid-Foley digs deep. Neil Walker strikes out. Voit strikes out. Brett Gardner strikes out, and he gets out of the bases loaded jam, strikes out the side technically, and all 6 out up until this point, he has struck them all out. And seeing a little bit of emotion from Sean Reid after that strikeout of Brett Gardner, guys, the composure, and look at that. You get a couple teammates, or I guess a teammate and your manager, battling for you, then you dig in and make it happen. Great job by Sean Reid-Foley, and that kind of dictated the rest of his ball game, really, because after he gets out of that inning, top 3, Randall Grichuk at the dish again, crushes a ball to left field, and it's gone. Second home run of the day for Randall Grichuk. It's 4-0 Jays. He is 1 home run away from his career high 24. Next up, Kevin Pillar. He hits a rifle down the left field line, and it's gone. Back-to-back jacks for the Jays. They're up 5-0. This is incredible. And now Sean Reid-Foley has a 5-0 lead to work with, and he just starts settling in nicely. Gets in a little bit of a situation there in the 3rd inning, but gets out of it, no problem, gets the job done. And then after that, guys, everything was hunky-dory for him. I thought he was great. Well, it was only 2 innings because his pitch count was through the roof. But Sean Reid-Foley's line ends as so. 5 innings, only 2 hits. And if I'm not mistaken, both were infield singles or little dribblers that got through. One was the stab by Lourdes Gurriel, the glove flip that he missed. And another one was up the middle that Gurriel just missed. But they weren't hit hard. And then the 4 walks, well, I talked about 3 of them. Actually, the 3rd walk happened in the next inning, in the 3rd inning, and I guess he had 1 in that span at some point, but it really had nothing to do because he only gave it the 2 hits and struck out 10. 2 records he broke. Not really crazy, wow, that's a big thing. He is the first rookie Blue Jay to have 9 strikeouts at Yankee Stadium, and he has the most strikeouts in Blue Jays history in the first 5 starts of anybody's career. So bottom line, what we have seen from Sean Reid-Foley, he can strike guys out, but he's a little wild. Remind you of somebody? A little bit of Aaron Sanchez. Walks a lot of guys, but when he doesn't and he's throwing in for strikes, he finds ways to get jobs done. And Sean Reid-Foley was great. I was angry that John Gibbons did not fire him out there for the 6th inning. Because, look, he's only at 92 pitches. I know this stupid inning limit. I get it. Is he fine? Yeah, he's doing a great job. Leave him out there. I don't care about some stupid innings limit. You're up 5-0. It's not a stressful situation. Let him go out there. Nope, they throw Jake Petrichka out there. And what happens? He gives up a home run. And he goes 2/3 of an inning and gets the boot after a couple hits and that home run. Next out, Tim Meza. He gives up a walk. He's out of the ball game. Next up, Ryan Tepera. He gives up he gets out of that inning. Right? But then in the next inning, I think he gives up a home run, doesn't he, to Gregorius? Or was it to Stanton? I don't know. They gave up the... no, excuse me. So let's go to the... They gave up 1 in the 6th. That was the home run against Jake Petrichka. And then we go to the top of the 7th inning. The Blue Jays keep things rolling here. Aledmus Diaz with bases loaded. I think it was another bloop single. It was kind of, Gleyber Torres took a terrible route to the baseball. 2 runs come in to score on the play, and the Jays get that one right back, and they add another one. It is 7-1. Richard Urania comes up next and singles to right field. It's an 8-1 Jays lead. But now, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and things start to fall off for the Jays. I mean, where are we here? Stanton hits a home run off Ryan Tepera on the very first pitch. I do not know why you're trying to get me over fastball against Giancarlo Stanton, and that's that. Then Denny Barnes comes in. So bottom line, Tepera comes in, faces one guy in the other inning, gets the job done. Faces Stanton, 1 pitch, home run, yeah, you're done. That's it. Okay. Denny Barnes comes in and strikes out Aaron Hicks. That's great. Then D.D. Gregorius hits a shot. Okay, that's not what you want to see. But it's okay. It's still 8-3 in the 7th inning. You should be okay. Gary Sanchez grounds out, so now there's 2 out. But then Gleyber Torres doubles to left field. Then he walks Neil Walker. They bring in Tyler Clippard, and he walks Voit on a full count. Bases are now loaded for Andujar, and I don't know why Tyler Clippard, again, get me over fastball to a really good hitter in Andujar, and he crushes a grand slam, and it's 8-7. Are you kidding me? Is this how this game is going to go? The Jays are going to have the 8-1 lead and let it go away? But then things start to change. He gets McCutcheon to strike out to end that inning. Top 8, Jays can't get anything going, whatever. Bottom 8, with who's on the mound? Tyler Clippard comes out for that inning, strikes out Stanton, a big out in that inning, but then he walks Hicks. Then on a wild pitch, he moves up to second base. And then Gregorius fouls out, and you're like, okay, that's a great job right there. But then they bring in Ken Giles for the 4-out save. Now, Tyler Clippard to this point is mad at coming out. You see him smack the Gatorade bottle or the Gatorade container in the dugout. Guys, it's a long video because I want to talk a lot about this. Giles comes out and strikes out Gary Sanchez in that big situation. Now we go bottom 9, okay? Ken Giles out there for the 9th inning. Gets Gleyber Torres to fly out to Kevin Pillar. Gets Neil Walker to ground out to Richard Urania. And gets Voit to strike out to end the ball game. Jays hang on, like I said off the top, hang on for dear life, winning 8-7 over the Yankees. Guys, let's run through some stats real quick. Gurriel 1 for 5, Smokey 2 for 5, Morales 1 for 5, Grichuk 3 for 5, raising his batting average to 247 on the year. Pillar was 2 for 4. Hernandez was 3 for 5 in the ball game. Jensen 1 for 5 with his bloop single, I think it was. Diaz goes 2 for 4 with the 3 RBIs, and Richard Urania adds in there with a hit and an RBI as well in his 1 for 4 game. We talked about the pitching and what they did in their stupid outing, but Ken Giles gets his 21st save, and this guy is dynamite in save situations. Another great job for him as a Blue Jay. And guys, now that we're kind of seeing Ken Giles kind of get in the mojo, remember he hadn't pitched for a while in the big leagues. When he came to the Jays, he was terrible in his first couple outings, but now, as of late, he has been spectacular. And the Jays actually win a ball game. That's more like it. This is why I was getting angry yesterday, because we know this team can do this at some point. But getting mashed 11-0, this is what happens, guys, when your starter actually gives your offense a chance. Marco didn't give that team a chance yesterday, going down 5-0 after the first, and 8-0 after the third. There's no opportunity to win at that point. But Sean Reid-Foley gave this team 5 scoreless innings, and the offense took over from there, rocking CC Sabathia. The finale of this series, guys, goes tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 first pitch. Thomas Pannone gets the start against Lance Lynn. Guys, that video will be uploaded later than usual, as I'll be at my girlfriend's, so that's what's going on there, guys. It'll be later than this time. It'll probably be about 10:30, 11 o'clock, in that range somewhere. Kind of like the usual upload time for you guys. Just give you guys a heads up right away as the finale for the Blue Jays tomorrow afternoon against the Yankees. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video, and you guys were pulling your hair like I was. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that, because it's actually fun to watch your team win, the offense does well, and a possible closer, closer of the future in Ken Giles do well. And Sean Reid-Foley do well. It's nice to see your young guys playing well. That's why I watch September baseball, for that reason only. That's why yesterday sucked so much, because everybody sucked. But you know what? That's the way it goes, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. What do you think of Sean Reid-Foley? What do you think of Gibbons' decision not to put out Sean Reid-Foley in that 6th inning? I mean, the Jays won the game, so it doesn't really matter now. But if they gave up like 4 in that 6th inning, then I would have lost it. But they didn't. They gave it up in the 7th. But it's the way it goes. I'm going to hear what you guys have to say about this game. What do you think of Hernandez? What do you think of Urania, Diaz, everybody? Giles, what are your thoughts on him? I really like Ken Giles. I really think he's going to be a great player for this team, at least the rest of the season, and next year, I think. I think he should get a chance. But we're going to have to wait and see, all right? So, Evan and I will talk to you guys, what does it be? Friday, so a week yesterday. Podcast edition. Links in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Also, Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, guys. And about just under an hour, or just over an hour, fantasy. Guys, if you guys are watching this, the fantasy draft for us, I think all our slots are full, so I apologize if you guys could not get in. But everybody who is involved, get ready. The draft is coming in an hour and 5 minutes when I'm recording this. So there we go. I'm jacked up. And so I will talk to you guys tomorrow night. Game is tomorrow afternoon, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow night as the Blue Jays look to win this series against the Yankees. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but hey, it's the possibility. Thomas Pannone versus Lance Lynn. 1:05 first pitch at Yankee Stadium before the Jays hit the road to take on the Baltimore Orioles for the last time this year. But before that, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow as the Yankees and the Blue Jays face off in the finale. 1:05 first pitch at Yankee Stadium. We'll talk to you guys then.